everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been ages, but I don't want to hear anything about it, okay? I may be an inconsistent uploader, but I haven't disappeared, okay? I have a life. I'm busy. Anyway, today we're gonna do just a chat, I think. A casual training chat. There's a lot that's been changing and going on with Star Stable recently, and I just want to talk about it all. I feel like I need to get my phone and pull up all the recent updates, and we're just gonna go and talk about them all one by one. If you get anything from this video, it's a new perspective, I suppose. There has been a lot of negativity in the Star Stable community recently, and I'm not asking anyone to change their opinions or anything like that. I'm just showing you a new perspective. Lighten up the mood a little bit. If you hear anything in the background, I have my sliding glass door open and the birds are chirping and the wind is blowing. I would close it, but my cat was enjoying it, so. Okay, first things first, the elephant in the room, really. I want to talk about the new UI. At first, I was really skeptical that this was going to work or look remotely good in any way. And after playing on it for a few hours and getting used to it, it's not that bad. Honestly, it's really not that bad. I don't hate it. I really don't. I've been, staying active in global chat recently, getting other people's opinions on it. And someone mentioned to me and kind of got me thinking, this game is like, how old? 10? Maybe more years old. And in that entire amount of time, the UI hadn't changed at all. It makes sense that they would want to update it. I also understand that for old players, change is really hard. Change, honestly, has been the topic for so long now on Star Stable because things are changing and a new generation is coming into this game, and it isn't the old Star Stable that we know and grew to love in our childhoods. And I do think that new Star Stable is missing elements that made old Star Stable great. But I also think new Star Stable has elements in it that old Star Stable needed. Please this whole video is just gonna be like, I feel like it's gonna get me canceled, but you know what? I don't care. Cancel me, okay? Because I'm gonna throw my opinions out there, and you can accept them or you can hate them. One thing I really wanted to bring up and kind of let everyone know about, as much as you miss old Star Stable, old Star Stable's generation of players is not solid. It's not a solid ground to build a game on these days. With all these crazy games with this beautiful 3D animated style, it's difficult to keep Star Stable alive when, they have characters that look like this. Or, here, I'll pull up some pictures of here's a good example. This guy, Ricky. Look at him. Look at this man. Look at this man. And then compare him to video game characters and the way that they're animated nowadays. In Star Stable's eyes, it might not be strong enough of a foundation to keep new players coming. And as a company, they can't just keep a chokehold on all the old players. The old players are eventually going to grow up and start their lives, and get too busy to play this game. And then what are they going to do? They won't have anything left to keep this game going. Without change, Star Stable will die. Now, a new generation of kids that are used to all these updated graphics. I mean, Star Stable still has a long way to go graphics-wise and design-wise, I think. But it has changed so much for the better that new kids may feel better playing this game. As a company, you can't stick with the old. You have to accept change and learn to create something new if you want to keep going. It's just how it works. And it sucks, and I know everyone really wants old Star Stable back, but I think we can just learn to accept change as it is. I wish they would listen to their players more. They definitely have an issue with that. They're definitely not letting us know that they're listening in any way. It sucks for Star Stable to not truly grasp our opinions or even, show us that they are genuinely taking these opinions in and doing changes that will bring in more customers. And even the old customers still matter. But I think that some of this change is worth it. Now, the UI, it really doesn't look that bad. It's not the old charming UI it used to be. It allows you to see more of the game screen, in my opinion. I thought it was interesting, though, that they moved the map to the top left corner instead of just leaving it in the bottom right. I don't know if that was a totally necessary change, but I can get used to it. I like that things are much simpler, design-wise, and they're see-through, so it feels a little more like you can be more immersed into the scenery of the game, I guess. But at the same time, it can make it a little harder to see the buttons, especially if you have like a small monitor or a laptop like I'm on a laptop right now. The one thing I absolutely do not like about this UI is this stuff up here. The pictures of our character and the horse is just atrocious looking to me, and I feel like a lot of people are gonna agree with me on that. It looks strange and it's too big. This is the one area that takes up like way too much of the screen. That could just be because I'm on a laptop. It's just, I mean, the picture of my character, like her hair is literally glitching out of her helmet. It's awkward. I'm hoping that coming with the new characters, this will look better. I also want to mention the chat box. I think it's improved. I like the chat box. It's bigger. I can actually read everything easier. Other people might disagree, and that's fine. I get it. They might not like the modern look or the gray color scheme, but I think it's nice. This is fine for me. I mean, those buttons were always there anyway in the top left corner of the last UI. The map is still a circle, which I love, and if you click on it, it still brings up the big map. I'm really happy they didn't change the keyboard shortcuts for each of the menus, because if they did that, I would be infuriated. Like, I've spent years learning those keyboard shortcuts, and having to change them would be difficult. But I'm glad they didn't do that. This button down here is a little awkward for me personally. Like, how... I don't totally understand it, but whatever. I like how simple it is down here. There isn't, the big blue thing taking up a big corner of your space. Again, I like it because it shows off so much of the game. This menu, I'm glad you can hide it because it doesn't look the best when all of the buttons are showing. I do like that some of the buttons aren't showing now. All of the buttons were visible before, right? And now that you can hide all of this is pretty nice, okay? And it's not the worst, but when you pull it up, it's definitely not the cutest. It's a lot of options and takes up a lot of the screen, so I keep it closed. 100% of the time. Unless I need it, obviously. Or I'll even just use the keyboard shortcuts rather than clicking in to the menus. But I've kind of always done that. I think it's interesting that now you can access the mailbox from anywhere at any time. I think if you would like to go to a mailbox and keep it, you know, more realistic, you have every right to. Go on ahead. But if you're in an area where you may not be able to reach a mailbox or you don't feel like it, I'm glad that you have the option to access it from anywhere at any time, especially if someone is actively messaging you on there, stuff like that. And one thing I turned off because I didn't love was the gate indicator. It's in the settings. It's in creative. The gate indicator UI. It is this thing down here. It tells you what gate you're currently riding in, which is fine if you're, you know, new to horses and the gates and stuff and you're learning about all that. But me personally, it's too much. The screen doesn't need it. And I know what each of the gates are, so I don't need it. So I turn it off. And I like that you can have the option to turn it off. Okay, let's go find somewhere else to race. One thing I do personally think that Star Stable needs to work on are quests. I think we can all agree that the quests are too easy or have even lost the mystery. I feel like Star Stable quests used to have a lot of mystery and just they were very intriguing. And now they are just so easy and so simple and you can get them done so quickly that they're kind of not worth doing anymore. But in order to proceed further into the game and grow your reputation, you do have to do these simple, easy, filler quests. They almost feel like filler episodes of a show, but not good ones. And I played the recent story update where you go into Galloper's Keep. That was amazing. I actually applaud Star Stable for that quest line. That was amazing. I thought it was cinematically beautiful and the sounds were amazing. And the Vala character design, oh my god, she is actually gorgeous. I can't complain about that. That is genuinely, it made me feel like I was playing old Star Stable again. With the mystery and the magic and everything was just so beautiful and new and I loved it. But when you get to those points after a main story event where it's just a simple quest where you're helping each of the soul riders do just some random, silly, mundane task, that's not necessary, Star Stable. I don't think those are necessary. It takes up time and energy just for nothing interesting to happen. I think the story is kind of taking a little too long to end. This game is very old, and we've not even come close to the ending. At least, as far as I can tell. I mean, I have no idea what their plans are for the story and how it's going to finish, or when it's going to finish, or anything like that. But it has just been so unbelievably long for us to finish this main storyline. And I think all those filler quests are kind of adding on to that. You know, we really don't need it. I would prefer if we just had all the crazy, main story quests leading up to the ending, rather than having main story quests, epic adventure, and then here's a little mini filler quest just to keep you on your toes, I guess. I hope that makes sense. I am really ready to see the end of this story and all that stuff. Are we gonna defeat Garnock? I have no idea because it's taking so long. And I think a lot of players will agree with me on that. Why? I understand that creating quests and storylines and stuff for a game takes a lot of time and a lot of energy and effort and skill that I could never do that. I could never do that at all. But again, we don't need the filler quests. Off topic, but I bought one of the Shires because they're on sale this week, right? They're 40% off. And here, it's in my stable, obviously, but I got this one with the nice, beautiful red underbelly. His name is Yamli. I think he's adorable. I've always wanted a Shire, and I just hadn't gotten to it yet. But they finally put them on sale, and I had tons of star coins saved up because I've been gone for so long. So I bought one, and I've been training him hella hard. I'm so sorry. My frame rate is really freaking low. I don't have my computer right now. I'm on a laptop. Not the greatest of laptops. It's not like a fancy gaming laptop or anything. It's just a laptop, but I still want to make videos and stuff. And feel free to leave your comments and opinions down below. Like, I would love to hear what you all have to say. Please keep it nice. I don't want any rude comments or fights. Also, did y'all hear that the characters are supposedly coming out next month? Next month. I'm excited. I really hope it doesn't crash and burn. I'm really hoping it doesn't crash and burn because I've wanted new character designs for a really long time. And I'm excited to see what they've done to change the characters since the last beta test. One thing that definitely needed changing was more body types. They felt all too big. There weren't enough skinny ones, which a lot of people were saying. And I totally agree with that, and I really hope they added more skinny options. I'm excited to see all these changes. I'm especially excited for the hairstyles. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for that. And I know everybody else is too because they were made beautifully. Absolutely wonderful. Chef's kiss. Oh, right. One thing I haven't talked about. The leveling up system now. That's a really big thing I need to be talking about. The horse progression thing. I know some people are really mixed feelings about it. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. I personally really like it. I think it feels like more like an MMO RPG when you like level them up and they have the glowing circle and all that stuff. I think it's kind of cool. I like it a lot. I do think it kind of sucks that if you, I guess, how do I phrase this in a way that it makes sense? Unlocking things you already have is a little strange to me. I was training the Shire, and one of the things that you could unlock were the special move that they have. The English thoroughbreds don't have this special move thing on here, I guess. But one of the things you could unlock for the Shire was the special move where you press the space bar and he, like, sits down. I thought that was a little strange, considering literally a few days ago we were able to just do that whenever we wanted, no matter what level we were at. That was interesting. I don't know if I love that. For people who already had the lead rope option, I see where people were upset that you had to, like, unlock it with a level, because if you've already got it, why do we have to unlock it? Whatever. One thing I do really enjoy is that on level 1, your horse starts out, like, slower because they haven't had as much training, and I think that's so much more realistic than automatically being able to just, like, book it, you know? And then when you get to level 2, they unlock the faster gallops, which I thought was so cool and creative and honestly felt more real to me. The new things they have, the like call command and where the horse can follow you around. That is so cool. When I unlocked that on this horse, here, I'll show it to you. It's called follow command. I'm gonna click on it, and now the horse follows me. Isn't that so cool? I have always wanted something like this, and I know there's also gonna be the call command function where you can call your horse to you, which is amazing. I remember my husband saying he really wanted something like that in this game because that would make it so much easier to, you know, go adventuring on foot and then you call your horse to you. Like that is so cool. I love it. Even if Star Stable pulls out a bunch of awful updates, I don't know, I love them so much, and I can't ever find myself completely quitting this game. But why is that happening? I love it so much. I love this game. I think it's changing a lot. Some things for the better and some things could be improved on, but I think that's kind of with everything in this world, right? Every human being has something that they're changing for the better and things that they could work on. Every game is probably going through that same thing right now. And sure, Star Stable's gonna lose a couple of players, but their player base has grown so heavily over the past few years that honestly, I think they're still gonna thrive. And also, I hear that the Android beta is coming out soon for people in Sweden. So if you live in Sweden, you could play the open beta for the Android game. That's so cool. I was wondering when that was gonna happen because it was taking a long time. A really long time. I think we all kind of like lost hope that it was even going to be a thing. It was taking so long. But they are finally letting us know that it is in the works still. I'm super excited for it, honestly. I hope it runs good. I don't have any Apple products, so I can't test out the current mobile game. But like, is it good? I don't know anything about it, to be honest. I hope if it is good, I hope the Android is just as good. Have y'all noticed, this could be me being late to the game after so long. The horses are like much faster now, right? It's kind of a lot. Like sometimes, why does this keep happening to me? Sometimes it's like too fast and I actually have to like slow down, which I feel like I've never had to do before. But yeah, I feel like the horses are like really fast now, which is interesting. And I don't even have to click W anymore. I just do it out of habit, which I really like. I like that you don't have to click W all the time to keep your horse going. Your horse just goes, which is easier on the hands. I know it's less realistic and that kind of sucks. It's always bothered my hands because I'm always pressing the buttons to make sure my horse is continuing at a good speed. We don't have to delay as long between jumps. We can just jump, 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 and it will work, which was a serious issue in the past. I remember failing so many races because the jumps were too close together and there was just like no possible way anyone could get through them all that quickly. I did find a little bit of a workaround at the time, though. I mean, I don't have to now, which is so nice. But I noticed that if you went over a jump and there was one coming really quickly, and you weren't gonna have enough time to get over it, press W a few times right after that first jump, and you'll be able to do the next few jumps. But I mean, you don't have to do that anymore because it's been fixed. So at the time, that was my workaround. For some reason, it worked. It's so nice making videos again. I just went on like a crazy long hiatus, and I just show up out of the blue when I feel like it. If I had a bigger following, I'd probably make videos like a lot more routinely, but that's just not how it is with the new UI specifically. I know a lot of people have been complaining about glitches. What are the glitches though? I'm curious. And I know a lot of people are saying that it really sucks that Star Stable released this update with so many bugs and glitches, but I'm sure they'll send out an update soon enough fixing everything that people are complaining about. At least that is my hope. I really do hope they pull through with a bug fix in like the next week or two at most. I don't know why they wanted to do things that way. I think it's because they want to keep things on their timeline going without delaying any further, which makes sense. But also, I mean, I'm sure people wouldn't mind if we went through another delay to make sure that things were more fleshed out and perfect. I mean, I don't care either way if I get a few bugs. Like, I really don't care. But I know some of the players have been really irked by stuff like that. Totally understandable. Yay, we did it. Okay. Nice. Oh my gosh, I want to go to my home stable and show you guys my Shire. Also, did you guys notice that the not trained horses, like not fully trained horses, have the wooden nameplate, and then the fully trained horses have the golden nameplates? Like, that is so cool to me. I love that. This is Yamli. I think he's so cute. Oh my gosh. I love the Shires so much. And I have for a really long time. I just finally could get my hands on one. Anyway, you guys, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to shed some light on a different perspective. I know everybody's feeling really down in the dumps about Star Stable lately. You guys can feel whatever you want to feel. I totally understand. I'm just chatting. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, weekend, night, wherever you are in the world and whatever day it is. Just enjoy yourselves and see you in the next one. Bye.